Crystal of Wisdom presents Trust the wisdom of nature that surrounds us.
A cow named Gauri slowly entered the pond and stood still. After a while, fish began to swim towards her. It happened a long time ago in a small Indian village. Among the many domestic animals lived a cow named Gauri. Gauri was distinguished from other cows by her white coat like moonlight. Her eyes shone with gentle pools of deep wisdom. The villagers thought Gauri was no ordinary cow. They believed that she was a special one. And so, they revered Gauri and often said she had been blessed by the gods. Her presence brought comfort, and her milk was believed to have healing powers. The days went by. Gauri had seen many seasons come and go. She had watched children grow into adults and the village evolve with time. Though silent, she seemed to understand the world better than most. The story of Gauri was passed down through generations, not just as a tale of an ordinary cow, but as a beacon of wisdom. It all started one hot summer day. A cow named Kamala rested in the shade of a banyan tree. That day she gave birth to a beautiful white calf. Its snowy white color contrasted unusually with the surrounding yellow-green background of the summer day. The villagers were overjoyed at the sight of the newborn. They named her Gauri after the goddess of purity and nurturing. Little did they know that this calf would grow up to be a symbol of wisdom and hope. That year, the village was in the midst of a terrible drought. The fields were parched, and the rivers had dwindled to mere trickles. Farmers worked tirelessly under the scorching sun, praying for rain. Gauri's mother, Kamala, was one of the few cows that still had enough strength to provide milk for Gauri. Gauri grew up quickly. From a young age, she displayed an unusual calmness, while the other calves were frolicking and playing. Gauri often observed her surroundings with a serene look. One day, as she grazed near the village pond, she noticed a group of children trying to catch fish with their bare hands. They splashed and laughed, but their efforts were in vain. They never caught a single fish. Gauri watched them for a while, then slowly walked into the pond. The children paused and watched her curiously. Gauri stood still, her presence calming the water. After a few moments, fish began to swim closer to her. The children were amazed. Gauri's stillness had attracted the fish, something the children's noisy attempts had failed to do. From that day on, the children learned to approach the pond quietly and with patience. They realized that sometimes calm and patience could achieve what force and noise could not. Years passed and Gauri grew into a majestic cow. The village flourished and the drought became a distant memory. But one summer, a new trouble came. A swarm of locusts descended upon the fields, devouring crops and threatening the villagers' livelihood. The farmers were in despair. They tried everything: smoke, fire, and even magical charms. But nothing could drive the locusts away. One evening, as the village elders gathered to discuss their plight, Gauri approached them. She nudged the village head, an old man named Ramesh, with her gentle nose. Ramesh, who had always believed in Gauri's special abilities, decided to follow her. The other villagers, curious, followed suit. Gauri led them to a remote part of the village where wild neem trees grew in abundance. She began eating the neem leaves, and the villagers noticed that the locusts avoided this area. Realizing the significance, the villagers quickly gathered neem leaves and scattered them throughout the fields. To their amazement, the locusts began to retreat. The neem's natural bitterness repelled the pests, saving the crops. Gauri had once again shown her wisdom, teaching the villagers about the natural remedies that existed around them. One monsoon season, a tragic incident shook the village. A young boy named Ravi went missing. The heavy rains had caused the river overflowed, and the villagers feared the worst. For days they searched tirelessly, but found no trace of the boy. Ravi's parents were inconsolable. In their desperation, they approached Gauri hoping for a miracle. Gauri sensed their distress and walked purposefully towards the forest at the edge of the village. The villagers followed her, their hearts filled with a mix of hope and fear. Deep into the forest, Gauri stopped at a clearing. There, under the shelter of a large rock, they found Ravi cold and scared, but alive. He had taken refuge from the storm and fallen asleep. Gauri's keen senses and intuition had led her to the lost child, bringing him back to his grateful parents. The villagers were in awe. They began to see Gauri not just as a cow, but as a guardian spirit. Her presence became even more revered, and they honored her with garlands and prayers. As the years rolled on, in time Gauri grew old and frail. The villagers took great care of her, ensuring she was comfortable and well fed. Despite her age, her eyes still held the same depth of wisdom, and she continued to be a source of inspiration. One winter, Gauri fell seriously ill. The village healer tried all his remedies, but it was clear that Gauri's time was coming to an end. The villagers were heartbroken. They gathered around her, expressing their gratitude for all she had done for them. On a cold, clear night, Gauri passed away peacefully under the banyan tree. The entire village mourned her loss, but they also celebrated her life and the legacy she left behind. As they buried her near the banyan tree, something miraculous happened. The ground where Gauri was laid to rest sprouted lush green grass, even in the midst of winter. The villagers took it as a sign that Gauri's spirit would always be with them, nurturing and protecting the land. Years after Gauri's passing, the village continued to thrive. The children, now grown, passed down stories of Gauri to their own children. Her lessons of patience, wisdom, and harmony with nature became ingrained in the village culture. The banyan tree under which Gauri was buried grew larger and stronger, its branches providing shade and shelter to all who sought it. The villagers believed that Gauri's spirit lived on in the tree, watching over them and guiding them in times of need. The story of Gauri, the wise cow, teaches us many valuable lessons. In her calm and gentle way, she showed that patience and stillness can lead to success. Natural remedies can solve problems where modern methods fail, and intuition can guide us in times of distress. Gauri's life was a testament to the profound connection between humans and animals, and how we can learn from each other. Her wisdom and legacy remind us to respect all living beings and to seek harmony with the natural world. In the end, Gauri's story is not just about a wise cow, but about the timeless truths that connect us all. Through her life, we learn that wisdom is not limited to humans. It is present in every corner of nature, waiting for us to recognize and embrace it. So whenever you feel lost or troubled, remember the story of Gauri. Find stillness within yourself, observe the world with an open heart, and trust in the natural wisdom that surrounds us. For in every leaf, in every drop of water, and in the gentle eyes of a wise cow, there lies a lesson waiting to be discovered.
If you liked the video, give it a like.